Welcome to Academy Answers Podcast, a show dedicated to inspiring and providing actionable advice on life, business, happiness, success, and reaching your full potential. Have you ever felt frustrated that life isn't working out the way you expected? Have you been searching for answers without success? You've come to the right place. Each week, we bring you perspectives, ideas, and actionable content. We share with you proven and time-tested step-by-step strategies to help you live the life you deserve and make your dreams a reality. From health to finances to relationships to business, we provide the insights and strategies you need to reach your full potential. So buckle up and plug in, because Academy Answers Podcast is about to take you to a new level of personal success.
Hey guys, morning. Welcome to the Academy Answers Podcast. Thanks for joining us and thanks for listening in. My name is Lowen Motivator Carr, and this is a podcast where we talk about happiness, success, and full potential. It's strange how very rare I actually introduce myself in terms of my name. I introduce the podcast and just assume that everybody know my name, but that is absolutely not true, because this podcast is growing and we're getting new audience by the day, and I apologize. My name is Lowen Carr. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a motivational speaker. I'm a business and life coach. I do this thing for free and paid, because it is who I am. It is my truth. I was doing this long before I knew what I was doing. I was always uplifting and inspiring the people around me ever since I was in grade school. And this morning I want to bring some light and some clarity to what it is to think big. Because without big thinking, without a success mindset, and that is almost interchangeable, thinking big and a success mindset. Now we want to dissect what a success mindset is, and the easiest way to do it is to give you a quick story. It is just to give you a quick, more not a story, but like an illustration based on facts, and this will help you to decide whether or not you are the person who think big, or you have the success mindset, or you're trapped. A lot of times we think we are open and we are growth mindset oriented, we have the success mindset, but not really. The way we are thinking is absolutely not gonna get us there, but we make that mistake of thinking because we are ambitious and we go to work and we work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and we're dedicated to our job. We turn up on time, we are productive, we expect that will get us there, and it's not your fault, because that's how it used to be. I cannot forget standing in a bank about 5 years ago, a couple of years before COVID, and I was getting some cash one Friday evening. I think I was withdrawing $2,000, and I was standing at the counter. At that time, my limit, the bank has this dumb limit that on my account that was automatic. Nobody said it. And so if you want more than $1,000, you had to go into the bank. So after that, I called and figured it out. So, but I was standing in this bank in Long Island, and I was withdrawing $2,000, and the teller was running some jokes. He's like, this is a Friday evening. He's like, this is a good little change for the weekend, and you gotta have some fun. I'm like, yeah, you go have some fun this weekend. I was actually going out to town, and I was putting some money in my pocket. So there's a lady who was in the bank, and we got into a conversation, and she's an elderly lady, and she said in the 80s her husband pretty much was just working a blue collar job, executive position job, decent middle class job, and he was a saving, and 25 years in, he had enough to invest in some properties and retire, because he was getting 16% interest rate on his money, just a savings account. Now your savings account is probably in negative interest rates. So what has been handed down to this generation is a reality that no longer exists. But because the people, our parents and the media and those who are teaching us this rhetoric, is that's the only thing they know, and they are afraid of change, and they don't know what is the change, and they don't understand the change. So they continue to push this line, and media continue to push this because it pays into the whole matrix that's out there in the middle class. Because the world is built on the back of the middle class. Entire world. The poor don't have to work; they get government assistance, or they just barely do any work. The middle class build the world, and it used to be that they're compensated and they live a decent life, but that no longer is. Now, if they do get a decent pay, inflation is wiping out a whole portion of it for the past 2 decades. And also, and I don't care about the official inflation rate. That's stupid. You know, I was just doing a podcast the other day that you know what it costs you to live now versus what it costs you to live 10 years ago. Most of your expenses are doubling. Houses, house prices, car prices, gas prices, your food bill, your kids' expenses, all these things have doubled. But then they come and they tell you that inflation has been running at a rate of 7%. That's news talk. I mean, that doesn't apply to you. You got to think about how it affects you and how your life is being impacted. That's the reality for you. Don't let people give you this reality on the news, on TV and in the papers about just some weird thing that it doesn't apply to you. Because all these stuff are manufactured and fabricated to make it work for those who it work for. Your reality is based on your calculation, your life, as you are living it. So, yes, it is on the news that inflation is 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't get caught into that. What is it for you? When you change a tire 5 years ago, what was the cost of it? When you service your car 5 years ago, what was the cost of it compared to today? When you fill up at the gas station, what was the cost? When you purchase a car, when you try to get a house, when you are paying rent, you have to look at those reality, and then that's your reality, not the news reality. Because all that is in a whole bunch of different shenanigans and schemes. And if you get caught up in that, it's the surest way to wake up one morning and everything turn upside down again. So, I'm saying that this reality that you've been given about, big think and success mindset and ambitious and hardworking, it doesn't work anymore. What companies are willing to pay you is not sufficient to bring you to the good life. Every American will double their salary, but it will take 120 years for them to do so. So in order for salaries to double, it will take 120 years. You're not going to live so long. Now, let's go into the growth mindset, success mindset, and how to determine if you're thinking big or not. I was reading an article today, and it said that the world economy, listen closely, the world economy, this is 2022, the world economy will increase by $169 trillion. That's the money out there in its simplest form. $169 trillion in 4 years. Let's say by 2026. 4 years. $169 trillion. What does this have to do with you having a success mindset or thinking big? Well, if I tell you that number and it doesn't ring through to you that you can get a point zero 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 something percent of that could make you live a good life and build a solid legacy for you and your family. Generational wealth. If that doesn't occur to you, if you're not asking yourself the question, well, if the economy is doing this, why is it that I cannot get a decent portion of this as a person who lives in the modern world in today's economy? If you hear that $169 trillion and you suddenly retreat in your head saying that, oh, this is for big rich guys and the governments and all these other people, and if you don't see yourself, or if you don't realize that it is possible for you to attach yourself to a portion of this, a sufficient portion of this, 100 million, 25 million, 50 million, 200 million, a billion. If you're not thinking that you are determined to attach yourself to a decent portion of this, then you're thinking too small. In the same article, this guy was saying that he went into the streets and he was asking people, how much money you think you need to be financially free? And the common answer was $1 million. Small thing. Most people think $1 million can bring them to financial freedom. You get $1 million, not a lot of money. Most people get $1 million, they still take a house and mortgage, and they still have a car. They might pay off for the car, but still take home and mortgage. They probably have 2 homes, and they have to help their family and stuff, and they now start to, they can't invest so heavily because they are trying to be careful and risk averse with 150 or 200,000 cash that they have left. So they live a small life, because that's a lot of money. My point, a single, short, direct point I want to bring home to you today. With this $169 trillion increase in the world economy in 4 years, I'm asking you, are you thinking big? Do you have the success mindset? And what goes through your mind when you hear that this world that you live in as a capable human being who has ambition, who is working towards the better life for yourself and your family, what does that increase of $169 trillion means to you? Is it sending off alarm bells in your head? If not, you need to adjust your mindset. You need to adjust your mindset to get a full understanding and a decent grasp of how much is enough. Because most of us have that calculation kind of wrong. You know, a guy thinks, yeah, I want to earn 6 figures a year, and everybody's throwing around 6 figures a year. Well, you get 6 figures a year, you're going to go home with 70 grand, 70 grand divided by 12, that's about 5 grand a month. Your mortgages, a decent mortgage, $3,000, you have cars, you have a family, how are you going to do it? How are you going to go on your vacations? And will you be free? Will you have businesses? Can you invest in a real way? Can you actually live now while you have youth? Or are you going to try to save and put things together and try to retire at 65 and do something when you're old? What is enough? And enough is not, you don't start figuring out what is enough by starting with the money. You start with what you want, and then you reverse engineer. You work the math backwards. What do you want? What's a decent life for you? Do you want 3 cars? Do you want 4 cars? Do you like yachts? Do you like jets? Do you like vacation? Do you like 5 homes? Do you like luxury homes? Do you like to travel? Are you a simple person? What is it that you like? Do you want to be free? Do you want to be working on your business every day? You're into real estate? You want to take care of your family members? What is it that is deeply important to you? Then you can start to attach how much money will get you affording that without you ever being broke or have to worry about money again. Great talking to you this morning, guys. Have a wonderful day. This has been the Academy Answers podcast. Take care. See you on the next one.